So I went to Texas Roadhouse the other day, and this was the third time in like the last 3 to 4 months that I've been there. And each time I've kind of ordered similar, but all three times I've had different responses, between the waitress and what was actually brought out and so forth. So thought I'd share a little bit about that. So the first time I went and ordered this way, this is like I think this was back in December, if I remember correctly, or something like that. Anyway, um, I got the 16-ounce ribeye, and for my sides, I said I wanted the salad, the house salad, but all I wanted was the egg and cheese. I didn't want anything else. No lettuce, no tomato, no croutons, no salad dressing, just egg and cheese. And I said I wanted to do that for both of my sides, so do it a double order. Um, the waitress was pretty perplexed that I was doing something like that, but she's like, "I'll go check in the back," and sure enough, they did bring me out, um, egg and cheese, and it was actually a pretty pretty big bowl of it. It was like I don't know. Well, I've got a picture here. I'll show you. Um, so that was that time, right? And then the steak came out, and everything was good. Um, then the next time I went, completely different waitress, and she didn't even bat an eye. Ordered it exactly the same way. She's like, "Yeah, no problem." And everything came out very similar. Um, there wasn't quite as much egg and cheese this time as the previous time, but there still was a decent amount there, and that seemed to work pretty well. So now here's the other day. Um, Again, a different waitress. So three different times, ordering this way, three different waitresses. And this one, it turned out this was her first day on her own, and she was really, really confused. Um, so I ordered the ribeye, and then I said, for my first side, I just want the house salad with just egg and cheese. I don't want anything else on it. I don't want the salad dressing. I don't want the lettuce, tomato, croutons, any of that stuff. Just egg and cheese. And she said, "Well, I can ask in the back if that can be done." I'm like, "Yeah, I've done this before. I've ordered this. It won't be a problem, but you can go ahead and ask." And then I said for the second side, um, I wanted to order a sweet potato for my wife because she wanted to take a sweet potato home to eat because she does not eat carnivore. Um, Somewhat sometimes low carb, but not carnivore. So I said, I want a sweet potato, and can I just have that boxed up because I'm not going to actually eat it. It's going to go home. And she's like, "Well, what we can do is we can put it um, on your plate, and I'll bring a box out right away, and it can be boxed up." I'm like, "Okay, all right." So when the salads come out, my wife got a salad. My salad was a big plate of lettuce, just loaded, like the entire bowl, I guess I should say, was just full of lettuce. And then there was two little plastic cups, one that had egg and one that had cheese. So I don't eat the rolls that come, and they give you like a little small plate for that. So I went, I put all of the lettuce on that small plate, and then used the bowl for my egg and cheese. And you can see this picture here. It was definitely less, but it was just the one order. So probably a decent amount, I guess, of egg and cheese, probably a little more than they would normally give you. The waitress came over then, and she was like, she saw the lettuce, and she's like, "Oh, did they give you lettuce? I told them no lettuce, but they still gave me lettuce." So that was kind of interesting. And then when the steak came out, they did have the sweet potato on the plate, and I took it off the plate right away. And she was able to bring me a box, and got boxed up, so that was all good. So you know, overall, it worked out well. In my case, last night, I knew I was fine with just the one side of egg and cheese because my wife got the prime rib, and she got a little bit of a bigger prime rib than what she would normally get so that I would have some myself. So I had the 16-ounce ribeye. I had probably about 8 ounces of prime rib and then that little bit of egg and cheese. So that was my meal. And that was my only meal for the entire day, as a matter of fact. The day before that, I had a 2.5 pound tomahawk ribeye, and that was the only meal I had that day. So that was 2 days in a row with just one meal each, and it worked out pretty well. But I just thought I'd share because the little differences that happen at the restaurants between different cooks and different waitresses and so forth, and maybe that'll help somebody out there. Just because you kind of see how it doesn't always work the way that you maybe want it to. um and you just kind of work with the waitress, and especially if they're newer, they don't have the experiences. I think that second time when the waitress didn't even bat an eye, she's probably somebody that was pretty experienced, and she's had probably different experiences with people coming in that wanted to eat only carnivore, and so it was just normal for her. So it's just the differences, I guess. So let me know what you think, if you've run into any weird situation scenarios where you've ordered the same thing at the same place and it's come out differently, or you had different waiters or waitresses that just wasn't sure if you could even do it that way, while others had no problems. And just interested to see if other people run into those same things.